Hi, it's Donna from Simple Online Solutions, and I have with me today Grandma Mary, also known as Andrea Vahl, who is one of the co-authors of Facebook Marketing for Dummies. So one of the very first pages I started following in Facebook was Grandma Mary because she lists herself as an edutainer, and I was kind of intrigued about what that actually meant. And then I popped on over there, and if you go over and look at the page, you'll see what I mean, and it certainly has tickled my fancy. So today I'd like to welcome you along to the call, Grandma Mary, and I'd like you to share a little bit about yourself with our listeners.
Thanks so much, Donna. I'm so happy to be here. It's fantastic, and I appreciate that you enjoy my sites. It's fun for me. I like blogging. I like talking to people about social media. It's a big, hairy, scary world out there sometimes, and I just like to break it down into small, bite-sized chunks for people and keep people posted on all the crazy changes going on because it's hard to keep up with, It'll make your head spin.
Well, I was wondering, how do you keep up with it? Because you're just about to release that new book of yours, and there's been so many changes of late. How do you stay on top of it?
Yeah, the changes, I'm just basically right now currently living and eating and breathing Facebook. So I just have to keep up on all the changes. Every time I turn around, something switched. They switched around how you do something. All of a sudden the events are different, and then you're logging in as your page, and who knows what. It's hard to keep track of, but I'm here to help. So
Awesome.
it's just a lot to, I just try and give you all the latest updates.
So, Grandma Mary, why did you originally decide on Facebook as part of your marketing tool?
Well, I just love Facebook. Everyone's there. People are hanging out. It's a good place to be social. You get a chance to pop in and talk to your audience every single day. And that's how many times I recommend you post. I recommend you post something every single day to keep in their mind, say hello. It doesn't have to be anything, earth-shattering. You can just say, how are you? Keep it a little bit social because Facebook's social. But I like Facebook because you kind of get to know everybody. And I've had a lot of people on my site get to know each other. All of a sudden I noticed that my community's talking to each other in other places, and I think it's so fun because that's how you get introduced to people and you find people, and it's kind of viral that way. So I like it. And I kind of switched. I kind of was into Twitter for a long time. I love Twitter. But now I'm kind of more all about Facebook. I like the threaded conversation that you can kind of communicate. Twitter is fun too, but it kind of moves fast. Lot of stuff going on.
So two questions here. First question is, would you recommend that people have a strategy in terms of their posts or just get on there and randomly share information? And then my second question to you would be, is if they were new people, how would you tell them to sort of start in terms of their posts that they put up there?
Yeah, that's good questions. I think there is a little trial and error piece to Facebook. What's going to work for your audience? What do they respond to? But it is good to have kind of a schedule, kind of an idea of so people know what to expect. Like if you're going to do a question of the day, have it maybe later in the day so people are kind of, when they're tired, they can just answer a fun question and have something fun to do. If you're going to you want to try and post at similar times, a lot of times of the day, if you're going to post, I recommend posting in the morning. That's when a lot of people are checking in on the Facebook pages. They check their email, check the Facebook. So you're going to get some interaction on Facebook in the morning. So, but have a strategy about what kinds of information you're pulling in, where are you getting your information. So you're not always struggling, what am I going to post today? I don't know what I'm going to post today. And you sit there and think about it for 5 minutes. But have a strategy of where you're pulling your information from so you can go, boom, that looks good, shabam, it's on the page, and you can move on. So it doesn't have to take so much time. And what was the second question? I get, my memory. It just goes. I don't know. You
My
can't give me too much information.
uh, Sorry there. My second question was if they were a new business coming on with their Facebook page, how would you recommend for them to start in terms of their posting?
Yeah, so that's a good question too. I always like to make sure people are are coached in the expectation of Facebook, because a lot of people get on Facebook and they say, oh, I'm trying so hard, I'm working it, no one's responding to me, and they get discouraged, and then they say, no, Facebook doesn't work. And it takes time, people. Give it a little bit of time. Just keep working it and keep putting those posts out there, testing, tweaking. Maybe something doesn't work, so you say, I'm not going to do that, that's too hard. Maybe try something like a contest. Try something like maybe a Facebook ad to get some new likers on there and beef up your page a little bit. So try some different things. Don't get discouraged for those new people who get out there, get on Facebook, and don't worry about the lack of conversation initially. There's, people, you'd be surprised at who's reading your posts. People are reading your posts, so don't worry about that too much.
So of the techniques that you just spoke to us about, which one would you say would be the best technique to increase your fan base to help small business owners?
I mean, ads have worked very good for me, very well, to use some proper English there. But the thing about ads is they've gotten a little pricey. I like value. I'm all about let's get some special deals, let's get good pricing, that kind of thing, the blue light special, if you will. And so the ad pricing has gone up. So that's been a good technique because you can target people, you can target the area, if you're a local business, you can target who sees your ads and that kind of thing. But I really do like the contest. It's affordable. You run a contest, you use the Wildfire app, and it costs about $50 for a week. Give away something good. It doesn't have to be expensive. Worked a contest for a page called Chocolate for Breakfast. She got 700 new likers in 1 week. I mean, or 700 entries to a contest in 1 week. And she gave away some chocolate. So that works. Give away sugar, and there you go.
Wow, that's incredible, 700 entries. Because you recently ran a contest on your page, didn't you?
Yeah. I run contests from time to time, and I think they're really good. I may be running another contest soon. I found another contest app called Moonbox. I might give that a try. So look for a contest, perhaps, for me.
Right. Now, one thing that you talked about there was questions. Is that just asking a straight out question, or is that using that new question feature on Facebook?
You can try, I recommend trying both, because sometimes you get a little more interaction where people are responding with longer replies, and that works well, and you get to know each other a little more. And then the polling works well too sometimes, because then they can just go boom, boom, I want to answer that. You give them some choices, and it's kind of fun. You can see who responded to each poll question. People can add their own answers, kind of makes it a little fun. You never know what you're going to get. So I like trying both.
I was going to try the poll question, and then I saw somebody having excuse the French, bitch about it, saying that isn't everybody using this and how annoying that everywhere you go. So that did kind of steer me away of thinking, oh, I would let it go. Have you had any response to people suggesting that at all?
No, I haven't had anyone that kind of being, hey, that sounds like negative Nelly there, right there. Hey, come on, it's a fun thing. Hey, why not have some questions there? I haven't had anyone saying that it's not fun. If you don't want to answer the question, don't answer the question, huh?
Well, I must say the same person that was whinging about that was also whinging about people inviting her to events. So maybe she was just having a bad hairdo day.
No, just stay home. You don't want to go out.
So a couple of questions here that I've got with you is, in terms of the apps, and I think there's a really good store that's called Bistro app.
It's
There's
App
so many.
Bistro. AppBistro.com. App Bistro. It's a good place to find some apps.
Can you share with the listeners a little bit about that site and, what they could find and how they can implement that in their page?
Yeah, definitely. So the app finder, if you're looking for some apps to spice up your page a little bit, sometimes people import their blogs, sometimes they've got the little iframes apps in there and things like that. Um, if you're looking for some of those types of apps, I'm just going to tell you the search function in Facebook is crap, okay? It's just really bad. You can't find anything. So what App Bistro does is it helps you by organizing the apps a little bit more, organizing the searches a little more so you can like search on terms and stuff. But another word of warning there, App Bistro doesn't have everything either. It doesn't come up with all the app searches. So, maybe between the two, between the crappy Facebook search and App Bistro, you can find what you want.
Excellent. So if I was trying to attract more customers to my page or fans to my page, what technique other than running ads and where we've just talked about doing contests would you recommend to people to get into to use on a regular basis?
I mean, my biggest strategy for getting people to your page is just being engaging and trying to stimulate conversation. Because the more conversation you can start, the more people will kind of see your page virally, and that's free. I mean, free is always good. So, and the more people will watch for your posts. So you want to make sure you're putting out some good content, bringing some good things to people, and also creating a conversation. So it's not always easy. You can't always do it, perfectly, but try and get that conversation going. Ask people questions, that kind of thing. So, I mean, maybe you don't have to use a question tool, but post an article and say, what do you think? So to get that conversation started. So give that a try. I think that is definitely the way I recommend connecting with people the most.
So that's like open-ended questions.
Yeah, open-ended questions, asking people's opinions, mixing it up, having some fun questions in there too to get that conversation started. Because when you get that interaction, you're going to show up in the top news feed more, and then people won't miss your posts and will see you more and more often.
So Grandma Mary, in terms of if a person comes to your page and they click like and then they don't post on your wall, does that actually show up in their personal feed?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so that shows up in their most recent, or where does that display? Because I've often thought that if people just come and like it, that it doesn't give as much relevance as if they like it and post a message.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna see it more if they just like your page, that's gonna show up in people's, like, if they look at all the feed, if they look at the most recent. If they comment on your page, it's gonna give you more visibility because that shows up more often in even like the top news sometimes. So,
Okay, so we're trying to encourage people as well to post a comment when they come over.
yeah.
And what's your thoughts about people that come over, like your page, post a comment, unlike and disappear?
Oh, those people make me nuts. They're rude. I don't like those people at all. There are a lot of spammers out there, so just make sure you're deleting those comments. If they post something spammy, delete it, remove it. You can even ban people if they're really getting annoying.
I was talking to a lady the other day and she said that somebody had come to her page and literally posted their ad on her page.
Oh,
And I said to her, how did you deal with that? And she said, well, I copied their content and then I went back over and just kept spamming it on their page and I couldn't
oh,
stop.
man, those people are annoying. It's ridiculous. Do you think you're going to sell more stuff by posting spam on people's pages? I don't think so.
No. So just before we go, is there one tip that you'd like to share with the listeners?
I don't give up. That's my tip because it's tough sometimes, I know, but don't give up. Keep at it, and you're going to grow. You're going to be big, baby. It's okay. So just keep mixing it up and working that page.
Excellent. Now, I know that you have a webinar series coming up soon. Is there any space still left available that people could pop on over to your site? And if so, do you want to give us the address that they could come and join?
Yeah, so the webinar is going to be by Andrea. You know, you don't have to listen to me the whole time, but I'm there to support her. So you go to AndreaVahl.com/products/Facebook Bootcamp. If you just go to AndreaVahl.com and look under the product tab, it's there. Facebook Bootcamp. It's a 4-part webinar starting on Thursday. Going to be fantastic. Take a look at all the content. There's been some new bonuses added. Good stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for sharing with us today, Grandma Mary. It's been a pleasure seeing you here, and I will be on that webinar for anybody else that wants to come along or wants to have a chat and share with us, and I look forward to seeing you then soon.
All right. Thanks so much, Donna. Love ya.
This is Donna from Simple Online Solutions, and thanks for joining us today.